Hi there, I'm Isabel and I'm going to read from this book, Hiraeth, Wales, Cameroon Anthology, put together by Eric Ngalle Charles. I'm reading a story called The Sweetie Shop, which I wrote it about 2003. The Sweetie Shop. This is what my mum was like. She would get up every morning and take a bath in an inch of water. She made it hot, all hot. She got in quickly so as not to let the water go even just a bit cold. I think she will burn her feet when I hear her go ah in a long suspiration. This was the temperature of the water and not some sensual relief. Almost as soon as she was in the bath, she was out. There was no hanging around enjoying herself or anything like that. Then she was out and rubbing herself hard dry. She didn't go for soft towels, and if I was around, she would offer me her water, which was by then just right and deliciously warm and all soapy with fairy soap, and occasionally some Lux soap flakes. Dressed in the same old woolen dress that she'd bought in the sale in Marks, a dress that was routinely darned, and in the most beautiful way, of course, for she was an artist at that. She would rush downstairs to clear out the grate. I don't think she hesitated for one moment after sleep, not looking round once. She had a long red-handled broom for this task. First she would pull off the front, dragging it and making a terrible noise. I couldn't stand that. Then she would clear all the ashes from underneath the fire basket and place them in a piece of newspaper, which she would wrap up carefully. The red broom, which was about 24 inches long, would be thrust up the chimney in the same way that she cleaned the inside of a chicken at Christmas, her marigold hands urgently seeking any soot hanging about there. This task complete, she would put the grate back together again noisily and go out to the backyard to collect the small bucket she kept there for washing the tiles on the grate, which she would do next because her life depended on it. Then, as if she were following some inner dictum, she would put the seersucker tablecloth on the dining room table. It was kept in the second drawer down. In the first drawer was the bone cutlery that you weren't allowed to put in water. Not that there was much chance of that. She wouldn't let anyone near the dishes. The table laid, she would disappear into the kitchen, put the kettle on, and make a cup of tea. A panade, she would say, and a smoke, and then call her daughters to get up. It was Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock. I was sat at the table, the last one, still playing with my plate. We'd had bacon and eggs that morning as a treat. Mum had sent me the day before to get 2 slices of bacon from Mrs. Dryhurst Dennis at the corner shop. Put it on the book, she said. When we had bacon, she would grill it slowly so it didn't crisp too much. She would cut up the 2 pieces she always bought with her scissors into 6 equal parts, 6 equal pieces, so you all get a taste. And there was always an egg, of course, from the man who brought vegetables to the door. She always cut the white bread for toast in the Welsh way, cut thin and across for sandwiches, and cut down thickly for toast. I was lingering, savouring the taste of marmalade and bacon, because I wanted it to last forever and ever. And it was a nice day that day, and I looked at Mum through the door and into the kitchen, and I said, "You know, Mum, when I grow up, I want to be a sweet shop lady." I watched, and as I sat at the table, I was so excited and happy, but she didn't look at me. because by now she was on job 4 or even 5 on her internal and eternal list of jobs to get done. Washing up, she always said, is the most important job in the house. She was always saying this, and I suppose she meant it. Servant of servants, she lovingly stacked and washed each plate and rinsed each one. Each piece of cutlery was individually washed and placed carefully on a tea towel to be dried and put away. I said, Ma'am, I want to be a sweet shop lady. But the kitchen was silent as she bent over the dishes in silent prayer.